If you're a woman in business, I need you to listen to this. What if your problem in your growth and in your scaling and your strategy wasn't actually a strategy problem? What if it was a self-worth problem? What if you have been keeping yourself small, and in doing so, your business is not making the money, your clients are not coming, you're not getting the growth or the visibility that you know you deserve? But instead, you're looking for the funnels and the tactics and the 5 ways and the funnel swipes and the going viral, making sure your content plan is good, when in reality, it's not a strategy problem. It's a you problem. You are the bottleneck in your business. And when you work on yourself, when you do the inner work, the identity work, beyond mindset shifting, that's when your business actually flourishes. That's when you make the money. That's when you get the clients. That's when you stop hiding and you start showing up and adding value and impacting. That's when you stop making it about you and you start stepping into service and actually supporting the people you came here to support in your business. And so if you know that your self-worth, that you're the bottleneck in your business and that you're the only one that's stopping yourself, you need to join me inside the next level. It's where we work on you and we build the woman behind the business so that then you can create, you can make, you can have everything that you came here to create for yourself in your business. If you want to join us, just click the link in the show notes. I'll see you in there, my love.
Hola, hola. It's your girl, Erika from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, queen, as is. There is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome. And I am here to remind you, I'm a confidence coach, a business mentor, a speaker, an author, and I am obsessed with women standing up, showing up, and creating their confidence. And I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you.
Hello, my love. Welcome back to the podcast. Okay, I am doing this special episode today because last week I was really stressed and I was in a weird mindset situation. And listen, let me be honest with you. I usually do not get these moments. I usually am operating from belief. As I like to say, I move at the speed of belief. I'm like, whew, up on the clouds, believing, doing my thing, backing myself, feeling amazing. I'm not doubting. I'm not thinking, what if it doesn't work? I'm not thinking negatively. I'm like on fire. But last week, I was in self-doubt. Now, let me paint the picture for you for why this is happening right now. So I have decided, I live in Australia. Maybe some of you don't know as you listen to the podcast. I am American, Erika from America, as it says in the intro. I've been in Australia for 16 years. So I came here when all the crazy trauma happened in my life. And I was just TKO, like Control Alt Delete. I was like, get me out of here. I don't know how to escape my life right now. My husband passed away. It was horrible. And I met some man in Las Vegas who ended up being a jerk. Anyway, y'all know the podcast. You can go listen to the story. But I ended up coming to Australia. And it was a hot mess express for 3 or so years while I was here. But this was the country where I healed, where I did my work, where I did everything. And so I've been in Australia for 16 years. It wasn't until 2024 that I decided to go back home to America. And I didn't decide. I got forced to go back home because my mom was really sick. And it was a terrible trip. It was really triggering. She was unwell. We had to pack up her house. She was put in a nursing home. I had my 2 young kids with me and my husband. I think my nervous system is still not recovered from the trip. It was so crazy. But what I did learn over there, once all the sad, terrible things happened with my mom and we had some time to enjoy the rest of our vacation, was I learned that I could be safe in the United States. It makes me a bit emotional. I learned that that country was safe for me. And more importantly, safe for my kids, because I didn't want to go back. I was just remembering all the hard stuff I had went through there. America meant pain. America meant abuse. America meant sad, grief, alcoholism. It was me at my worst in that country, in all areas. I lived in Boston. I lived in California. I lived in Florida. I went all over the place. I was in the military for 10 years. So America equaled pain to me. And so going back was really crazy. So when we did that trip and we had the best time after all that crazy stuff happened with my mom, I really got to reclaim my country. It felt like I could be here. I can be here. I can be safe. My kids are safe here. It doesn't have to be horrible and ghetto. And I grew up in the hood on food stamps. I grew up fucked up, like in foster care. I didn't grow up nicely. And so I went with more money. I went with a business. I went as a mother. I went as an empowered woman who's done healing and continues to heal. It was a different perspective. And I realized, like, I want to go back. Like, when my book came out in Australia in January, Becoming Magnetic, you should go and get it. My book came out, and I was like, I'm going to America. When I knew that they were going to be able to ship the book to the States and I could go there and promote my book, I could have easily promoted it from here, talked about it on the podcast. Most of my listeners are in the U.S. Most of my social media audience is in the U.S. But I was like, I want to go there. Like, I want to go there, and I want to meet people that have been listening to my podcast. I want to go back home to the city where I was born and raised in Boston. I want to go back to Florida in the towns that I lived and I used to work. I want to go around the country. I want to hug you. I want to squeeze you. I want to meet you. I want to say thank you to you in person for listening to my show and for following me on social media. Like, it means the world to me because there's so many people you could follow. There's so much noise, so many people asking you to click and listen here. And I've got some amazing, devoted listeners that have been with me rocking it since 2018. And so the least I could do is get on my flight and come down and promote and share the book. And so I'm putting myself out there. I'm flying a 14-hour flight from Melbourne, Australia to Los Angeles. And then Los Angeles to the East Coast is another 5 hours. And then I'm going to like 8 or 9 cities. So obviously there's flights, there's travel, I'm taking my kids, my husband. They're not going to every event, but it's a big trip. You know what I'm saying? It's a big investment that you're going to make of time, of energy, of money, of resources. And also the vulnerability of putting yourself out there and saying, hey, I'm coming to do a national tour. And everyone here is like, oh my God, you're killing it. Whoa, that's amazing, Erika. You're on fire. I see all your posts. You're on fire. And I'm like, seeing my post on Instagram, me being air quotes on fire, that doesn't say nothing to you. The reality is it's fucking vulnerable. The reality is it is vulnerable as hell to say you're going to do an event in another country. Number one. Number two, to ticket the event and do it all over the country and promote it and share it. And what if no one comes? Right now, at the time of recording this, I did Chicago as one of my places. I've never been to Chicago. I know there's a lot of Latinas in Chicago. I'm sure my people are in Chicago, but I have no visibility. That's another thing, by the way. I'm going into the United States with my eyes like this. Like, who's in my audience? I don't know. Is it a bunch of men? I don't think so. Is it young women? Is it older women? Is it people in business? Is it people that are staying at home? Who's in my audience? I have no idea. Who are you? Tell me who you are, please. Send me a message, right? Like, I wish I knew, but I don't have that information. And I believe when you have a business and you're trying to do big shit and make an impact, these are the risks that you take. You put yourself out there, you put your neck on the line. You tell people publicly on social media, yo, I'm coming to America, I'm doing a national tour, buy a ticket. And then no one's booked a ticket for Chicago. No one's booked a ticket right now from Chicago, not even one ticket. And I'm like, I'm going to fly from Boston after my whole crazy flights from Boston to Chicago. It's not a lot of money, but it's the trip. It's a trip to leave my family in Boston, my mom, everybody, and come to Chicago, do my thing in Chicago, stay there the whole day. Then the night is the thing, sleep in Chicago, wake up the next morning, fly back to Boston. What if no one comes? That's the reality. That's the reality that what if no one comes? Is it scary to think that? Yes. Is it nice to think that? No. Is it convenient? Do I wish I had a guarantee? Of course I do. But that's the whole point. I decided to do a mastermind in Miami. Now, I was going to do two things. I was going to do a massive event with a lot of people, which I did last time in LA, and we sold out. We had like 80 women in downtown LA. It was amazing. I cried my eyes out. It was in 2020, right before the pandemic, literally February, before the March pandemic thing happened. And I didn't have a big audience in February. Like, I think I had 10,000 followers, maybe 50. I don't even know, but not many followers. My podcast wasn't as big as it was. And I had 75 to 80 women in this event. So I could do a big event with a lot of women, right? Low ticket, big event with a lot of women. But my audience is shifting. I'm talking to women in business. I'm speaking to women who run their own show. I'm talking to women who want to impact the world with what they're doing, whether it's coaching, whether it's PR, whether it's photography. I'm talking to so many amazing women in business, and I love working with them. I love y'all. I love helping you. I think that you're here to make the world a better place because you're helping and supporting other people. So I've decided to talk to those women. I have no idea if there's women in business in my community over there. I think there is. I feel like there is, but I don't have visibility. So I launched a mastermind, a full day VIP day with me. Food, drinks, full day working on our business strategy. We're talking about elevating our social media, how to get more visibility, how to get more speaking gigs, how to get stages, how to write books. If you want to get a book deal, we're going to talk about all of that. Basically, how to explode your personal brand and become the go-to in your space. I'm going to share everything that I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars for and spent years doing myself. I'm going to teach the women in the room. Now, we put a room for 15 women. What if no one comes, girl? Like, what if no one wants to learn that from me? What if there's crickets and I'm paying for a venue and it's vulnerable? I'm paying US dollars. Australia's like 30% less. So if you have 1,000 Australian dollars right now at this time of recording this in the US, it's like 550 or 600. So my 1,000 turns into 600. It is wild. So even more risk that you take. So now you're paying US dollars for a venue. What if no one shows up? Then you can't get that money back. The venue's not going to give you the money because you didn't sell the tickets. Now, I hope people do. I'm in the vision that they will, and they'd be crazy to not come. Like, are you kidding me? I live in Australia. I'm not going to be there again. This is the only event I'm doing in person. If you want to learn from me, fucking hit me up. Let's make it happen. If you need a payment option, you can always DM me and ask me. I'm that kind of person. But there's still the vulnerability of what if no one comes? And no one talks about that. And I want to talk about it because I'm sick of hearing people be like, oh my God, Erika, you're killing it. What are you talking about? Like, stop thinking that people are killing it just from what you see them post on Instagram. That is not a true reflection of how that person's doing. I'm fucking stressed. I'm tired. I'm fucking in the weeds of my business. My team member, Nina, had a baby, so she's not here. So we're really limited with our team. So I'm doing more than usual. Hamish is doing more than usual. We have 2 young children. I'm not sob-storying. I'm just giving you the real shit. So maybe it looks like Erika's killing it, but maybe Erika's fucking dying. Maybe Erika's dead. Like, maybe Erika's wrecked, and I just happen to hold it better. And you don't see all of it. And I try to share everything I can. Hence this, I was like, I'm going to talk about this. I want to talk about the fact that I might go to Miami and no one might book. I might go to Miami and it might fucking sell out. I don't know. You never know. That's the point. When you decide to run a business, you are taking a risk. That's part of business. If you want to do big shit, you have to make big moves. And without knowing the outcome. How easy is it to zoom out and go, what's going to happen? Oh yeah, I feel safe to move. Game of chess. Well, if I move there, then that's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen when you make that move. That's the point. Do you learn from making the air quotes wrong move? I don't think any move is wrong. But do you learn when you make the wrong move? Of course you do. You go, oh, that wasn't a good move. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this. Now, we've already learned our lesson. We haven't signed contracts for any venues yet, girl, because we want to pull out. And we got to pull out. We got to pull out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't silly because it's not my first rodeo. It's not my first event. It is, however, my first big event in the United States with business women. And so, hey, it's your first time doing this. You might not do well. It might not be amazing, and that's okay. Or the shit might kill. It might be incredible. You might be sold out. You might be packed out. Who knows? Who knows? But for a little while, I was tripping. And I was like, I forgot who I was. I don't doubt myself. I don't question if things are going to happen. I see it as done. I operate on the frequency of done. Everything I want is done. I act like it's done. I'm in joy. I'm grateful that all those women came to Miami. I'm grateful to meet all you people in the bookstores. I'm grateful you bought my book and I hugged people and I met a publisher in the United States and I got a deal in the United States. Boom. And I'm grateful I got a speaking engagement. I got more happening and I'm visiting more people and I'm connecting with more people. Yeah. That's what I'm grateful for already. And if I sit in that and I envision that, I'm going to get that. But when I start telling it how it is, Abraham Hicks, my friend, when I start telling it how it is, and seeing what I don't have, 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 what's not here yet, what's not here yet, what's not working, what's not working. Oh my God. I could find all kinds of things that aren't working. What eyeballs, what lens are you looking at your world with? Are you looking at your business with? Are you looking at your life with? Of course there's problems and things that aren't working out. 100%. There's going to be so many. But I'm like, if I look for what I want, if I tell it how I want it to be, and I sit in the vision. My therapist last week said to me, Erika, you need to get back into the ethers. Get back into the ethers. Tap into the women, the souls that you know need to be in that room in Miami that you're going to help and they need your help and you're going to support them and they are ready for their expansion and they are ready to step into the next level and you know you can help them. Think about her and call her in. I was like, oh, that feels nice. See it as done. Get the visual of it being done. Joe Dispenza morning meditation. I don't know if you've done it before, but it's incredible. Sit in that. That's how I operate. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to do that. I've been so in the weeds of my business. I've been so in the operational structure and the funnels and the lead magnets and the landing pages just because this is a time in my business where I have to do that. We're shifting and changing things and I have to do that right now. But man, that shit drains me. It took my creative energy away. It got self-doubt started creeping in. Started questioning what I was doing, who I was. What if this doesn't work? Oh my God, something. What if this happens? Man, that just takes you down a spiral of nothing good. And it's not true. You could have that amazing, incredible thing. It could work out. What if it works out? What if it sells out? What if amazing women come? We don't do that, do we? We think about the negative stuff. And so I'm sharing my own personal journey. This is happening for me right now as I'm recording this, and I'm just keeping it real. If people don't show up to Miami, then we're going to have something else happen. That's fine. What do you do? What do you do? Keep it 100. Let people know that not all the time do you sell out. I don't sell out all of the time of my events. I sold out a lot of my events here in Australia, but not all of them. Not all your launches go amazing. Not all your shit goes well. Sometimes people don't want you. Sometimes people don't want to buy your thing. Sometimes people think it's shit, and that's fine. It makes you learn. But if you're not willing to put yourself out there because you believe that you're being vulnerable and what if I look stupid and what if I'm embarrassed and what if people see me, that's your ego. And then you're not going to get the big results because you're not risking. What's the risk? What's the courageous thing you're doing? What's the scary thing? What's the thing that you're building confidence with? As we know it, confidence is self-trust. I trust myself. That if no one comes, I trust myself to go, what lesson can I learn? Maybe a blah, 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 change that, do that. Or everyone comes and it was amazing. What lesson can I learn? It's a lesson anyway. But I wanted to share like real talk. Nobody talks about this. Sometimes you're scared. And sometimes you are in reality and you need to think clearly, like there's expenses, there's shit that you got to do. I'm not just saying go crazy and take a risk and run an event in another country. That's a bit silly, right? We're doing Facebook ads. I've reached out to women. There's a lot of lessons I've learned along the way and I'm going to share about them. But I think it's important that you have a little mix of the reality and thinking about the grounded reality. What are some of the things? But don't stay there. Operate at the frequency of high shit. I believe it's done. I'm sitting in the gratitude of it's being done. I am thinking about the women that I'm going to meet, the people that are going to book me, the people that are going to hire me. I'm thinking about my clients that are coming. Like, think about what you want and feel how that feels. Wayne Dyer used to say, can you believe it before you see it? And my therapist was like, can you feel it before you see it? And I was like, okay, Sydney, can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you feel it before you believe it? Before it even happens, are you able to feel the gratitude for it and stay in that? She was like, you're way too material right now. You need to get back into the spiritual realm. You need to get back into the realm you live in. I live in the clouds. I live in the ethers. I live in belief. I don't fucking know. I've never lived in, how do I do it? Let's forecast from the year before. I hate that shit. I don't do that. But some of that is good. Hamish, my husband, does that. And we need that. But I also need to be who I am up here. Like believing shit. Like selling shit that doesn't exist. That's what a business person does. Like you're up in the clouds and then having the grounding. And so that's what I've been navigating lately. And I want to say something that's helped me a lot. When you hit these lulls, it makes you get honest with yourself. It makes you gain awareness. It makes you grow and level up. There's a growth that I had with my therapist. I had a big cry. I was like, I'm making it mean this. This is connected to the first time I went to America. This is connected to my mom. There's so much shit wrapped into this feeling for me. In 2021, when my mom got really sick, I dropped the ball in my business. I lost money. It was fucked up. And I got really angry that I let her into my life and let her do that to me. And that I associated my lack of success with my mom and my ability to let her in and my boundaries and all this shit. And so that's stuff that I'm still healing from 2021. That's trying to weave itself in. I can feel it weaving itself into this. I also was in the weeds. I was in the weeds of my business and exhausted mentally, then trying to create and visualize from being exhausted. That doesn't work. And thirdly, it made me reach out. It made me reach out to the women in my community. I want to shout out to all the amazing American women that are supporting me. The women from Australia, the women in America, just incredible women that are like, how can I help? How can I email? I'll connect you to this person. Let's do affiliates. Let me collaborate. Let me send this to you. Let me have you come to New Jersey. Let's do like incredible women in my community who have supported me and been like, how can I help? And I'm just so grateful for that. And sometimes when we get it ourselves, we're not good at asking for help. And I know I've been guilty of that. So it made me get, resourceful and go, who knows who could get someone there? All right, who can I hit up? Doing that, that's changed everything for me. And if still no one comes and I show up, I mean, not no one, because there's tickets that are selling, but not as fast as I want them to. But if still it's like, it's not a packed house, I'm grateful. And I have not been to the United States doing events. I am a newborn baby in the United States doing events. Have some humble pie, right? Chill. Next time you go back, it'll be even better. Maybe this time is where I come to plant my feet and make some relationships and build relationships and meet people and go, hey, my name is Erika from America, whatever. And people go, oh, cool, you're cool. I'll come to your next thing. Maybe that's what I have to do. Who knows? Who knows? But I just wanted to share the vulnerability of owning a business and putting yourself out there. If that's you, I see you. If you're scared, if you're worried, if you're unsure, if you're wobbly, keep going. And stop thinking about what's not going to work. Start fantasizing and thinking about and magnetizing and visualizing and meditating on what if it works? Imagine how good this shit can get. Who's going to support me? Who's going to be there? Can you imagine how amazing this is going to be? Sit in the feeling of that and act as if it's done. Move like the woman who already has it done. How would she handle this situation? And so I've been just tapping into that version of me. I hope that this was helpful. I freaking love you. And if you want to support me, and you live in the United States, I'd love to see you at a book launch. We're going everywhere. And if you're a boss-ass woman in business and you want to learn how to own your space, become the go-to, do all of the beautiful things, join me in Miami. We would love to see you there. All the links will be in the show notes. I love your face. I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much for listening. I freaking love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for your ears and your energy and your attention. Thank you for letting me into your world. And thank you so much for listening and tuning in to this podcast. There are so many podcasts you can listen to, and I deeply, deeply, for real, appreciate you listening to mine. Do me one big favor, one big thing. Please share this episode or this podcast with a woman who you know needs to hear this. This is my mission on planet Earth, to serve as many women as possible so that we could show up, stand up, speak up, and create the confidence and the life that we desire. I appreciate you, my love. I will see you on the next episode.